Turning to today's health headlines, we are taking a close look at our kids' health and how to support them this upcoming school year. Joining us now is Dr. Ayotunde Ayobello, child psychiatrist at the Yale Child Center and assistant professor at Yale School of Medicine. Thanks for taking the time to talk with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Well, I guess we want to first start out talking with some of our student athletes. How common is it for student athletes to struggle with anxiety?
Quite common, actually. In fact, anxiety is one of the most common struggles that I see with student athletes. Sports in general comes with a lot of expectations, expectations to perform, competition for spots, and also coaching and parental pressures. And, sometimes these pressures and anxiety can push, a student athlete to perform, but sometimes when it becomes overwhelming, it can affect their focus, their confidence, and their overall ability to play. So it's something that's quite common.
Yeah, they're juggling a lot for sure. When we talk about ADHD and executive functioning issues, do those tend to also show up in our students?
Absolutely. There's been a rise in, these conditions, ADHD and, executive functioning disorders. And a lot of times these things can present with, difficulties with focus, difficulties with time management. So for a student, that can look like not following through with homework, not, realizing that a test is near. And a lot of times, this is really not about ability or laziness. It's a matter of understanding how their brain works and how the management system of their brain really functions. And, when we look at it this way, we're able to realize that this is not a character issue, but it's something that we can intervene in and provide the necessary supports.
And you kind of teed me up for my next question, but how do you properly support your student when you know that, okay, this is how they're operating, it's not an issue, it's a disorder, so how can you make sure they don't miss those assignments and prepare for the tests?
Great question. Great question. So, kids thrive with routine. So, a lot of times, routine is very important, especially when it comes to things like sleep, meals, homework. Having a routine for a child to follow is extremely helpful. Also, getting into the habit of checking with a child emotionally, not just focusing on how they're doing academically. So, like learning about the highs and lows of their day and how they're feeling versus just how they're performing. So, that's something that's really important. And, I think overall, also knowing when to get help and, reaching help to like a mental health professional when concerns continue to rise.
Wonderful. We really appreciate you taking the time and breaking that all down. A lot of good tips as we head into the start of the school year.